If you watch this video, you probably feel like you're running a race with a parachute tied to your back. You do everything right. You work out, you work hard, you're a smart guy, you just do everything those self-help gurus tell you to do. Read books, listen to podcasts, etc. But still, when you look at your life, you're not where you want to be. You're not living the life you think you deserve. And all those self-help gurus are telling you to work harder, grind more, manifest more, and all that crap. They are telling you that you are the problem. But I'm here telling that that's a lie. You are not broken. You are just compressed. That parachute behind your back, that's your compression. And we want to get rid of this because it doesn't matter how hard you work on yourself, as long as that parachute is behind your back, it doesn't make a difference. Look at it like this. You are in a Ferrari. It doesn't matter which car you drive. If you are driving in a school zone, you're not allowed to drive harder than 30 kilometers an hour. So this whole Ferrari is kind of useless. It's the same as a Dacia, okay? Dacia, I don't know how you pronounce it, but you get the point. It's the same. You're compressed. So status compression is a mechanical gap between your potential and how the world treats you. So let's say this is your potential, but this is the gap of how the world treats you. So this empty space, that's status compression. You can't reach this potential if you have that parachute tied behind your back. So you can't reach that potential if you're in a Ferrari and you drive in a school zone. We need to get rid of that compression. And self-improvement tells you to keep cleaning this Ferrari, make the Ferrari look nicer and nicer, but it doesn't matter if you switch the engine. It doesn't matter if it shines or it's dirty. As long as you're at this road, nothing will change. These are things that compress you. You live in an area that is high tax. You live in a gray city that just drains your energy, low vibration state. Everyone is safe people, people that drag you down, people that don't like that you're different, people that don't like your growth and your ambition because it confronts them with what they are lacking in their lives. And you live probably in a place that wants more and more control of your life. So more laws, more government involvement in everything you do. And all those things are just compressing your potential. What we want to do is we want to get rid of that compression. So we want to go to places that are working for us instead of against us. So we get rid of this border here and we can just, this is a stupid drawing, but you know what I mean. We can just reach our full potential. So get rid of this 30 zone, go to the Autobahn in Germany where we can drive as fast as we want. We don't like self-improvement. Self-improvement is for losers. Self-improvement is for people that are nobodies, and self-improvement people are saying, you need to go to the gym, you need to talk to women, or you need to fucking meal or something, It's for losers to get average. We don't like that. We want to do status engineering. Status engineering is you're already going to the gym, you're already working hard, you're already doing the right things, but you're fucking a couple of things up that keep you compressed. And we want to get rid of that compression. That's what status engineering is. It's just the big brother of self-improvement. We don't like this. This is for noobs, okay? I'm not telling you need to go to the gym. You already know that. I'm telling you how to train specifically, on what skills you need to work on specifically, in which area you need to live in order to leverage yourself to the maximum level. So status engineering is basically finding the highway instead of cleaning your Ferrari. Status engineering is a systematic optimization of your biological signal, financial mobility, and geographic location to eliminate social friction and maximize your power of selection in the global market. So, to dissect it a little bit, it's systematic optimization. So, we only use systems and facts and proven frameworks in order to excel in life, okay? We don't use the self-improvement terms of grind harder, work harder, manifest, and all that bullshit, okay? We only use proven systems. We're engineers, okay? We don't do guesswork. We only do proven frameworks. We will ascend in a biological signal, which is basically your appearance, how you look, and also what you radiate in the world, okay? So it's your body, your looks, but also how you present yourself. We will also optimize our financial mobility. So not only how much money you make, but your money needs to be remotely. You need to make your money remotely. Your money needs to travel with you. Okay, so it doesn't matter at what place you are, you can always make money. And the third one is geographic location. So we want to leverage ourselves to the maximum level by going into an environment that just works with us instead of against us. So the right people, the right laws, the right environment, the right weather, climate, etc. Everything that just maximizes your status. We do this to eliminate social friction. Social friction is basically the friction you experience when you go into a room. If you are low status, you have a lot of social friction. So you need to get people's approval. You need to get people's respect. If you want something, you need to ask for it. You need to beg for it, maybe, if you have very low status. You need to ask for that job. You need to ask for that girl. That's all friction. If you are high status, that friction gets lower and lower. So you don't have to ask anymore. People just give it to you. If you go into a room, people come to you in order to give you what you want because they want to be in your presence. They want to be in your network. So social friction, we want to eliminate that. So this way, we will maximize the power of selection in the global market. Selection is basically freedom. Selection is options. The more options you have, the more free you are. Why are you driving a Volkswagen? Are you driving a Volkswagen because that's your favorite car? You want to drive a Volkswagen? Or is that just the best car you can afford right now? That's selection. If you can buy any car in the world and you drive a Volkswagen, you truly want to drive a Volkswagen. So then you're living your best life, right? Because you do things you truly want and you're not doing things because you don't have a choice. So now we know what stage engineering is and why it's better than self-improvement. So if you work on your status, you get more selection, more options, and more options equals in more freedom. This is the basic formula of status engineering. Increase status, increase your selection, therefore you achieve freedom. So the three pillars we did: senior optimization. It basically works with the halo effect. So this is you. This is an optimized human being. I know it doesn't look like that, but it is true. It is a brain. So the thing is, if you enter a room, people judge your appearance within a split second. They already decided if they like you or not. They already decided if you are high status, if you are respectable, if you have authority. It's all in their subconscious mind. They're not actively doing that. That's just how our brain has evolved. So our brain just sees the whole picture and our brain compresses it. It's called thin slicing. I don't know if I came up with that term myself, if it's a real term, but thin slicing is just you have like a whole portion of data. Your brain takes a thin slice of it, and that's like how we can judge things so fast. That's how we survive. You don't have to think. It's just all automatically. So your brain looks at a couple of things if you want to judge someone. And if that judgment is positive, your brain, that's the halo effect. Your brain just gives you all those positive character traits. So if you look good, people think you're more nice. People think you're more respectable. You're right more often. You have more authority. But if they have a negative image of you, they think you're not trustworthy. They think you're weak, you're annoying, you're low status. And the thing is, once people have a bad perception of you, it's very hard to change that. Because if you change someone's opinion, what you're basically saying is you were wrong and I was right. So you need to change your opinion. It's like I said, it's all in the subconscious brain, but that's why people don't like to change their opinions. Most of the time, they rather know they're wrong than admit to you that they were wrong. So that's why people often don't change their opinions because they want to protect their identity. But all the way around is also right. So if people decided to like you, it's very hard for them to dislike you again. So long story short, that's just the 3-second filter, okay? So if they don't like you, the conversation never starts. If they like you, a lot of opportunities will be thrown in your way. For example, what does our brain look for? Our brain looks for a couple of things to judge if he has high status. And that's the neck, the traps, the upper chest, and the shoulders. And it's basically the shoulder to waist ratio. That's like if you have a small waist, your shoulders look also wider. So those things, those indicators, our brain looks at. And if those indicators are right, people have already a good signal of you. So they will give you more opportunity and they will treat you better, basically. So why is this? From biology standpoints and from millions of years of evolution, these muscles are the most androgenic muscles, which means they react the most to testosterone. So back in the day when these muscles were big, neck, traps, shoulders, upper chest, we as like half monkeys knew this person has a lot of testosterone. This person is a leader. This person is a threat. I need to respect this person. That's why that was like the silverback gorilla, like all the girls want a silverback gorilla. So he gets all the girls. Nobody fucks with him. That's the same with these muscles. And we think we're civilized, but our brain still has this reptilian section inside. So we still judge people this way. So if you work on these muscles, you already have more authority. People treat you better. So that's basically what we want. We want to optimize our signal so that we get more opportunities. We have more opportunities to network and to get in contact with the right people, and we get treated better. I keep it all very general. I don't have time in this video to go too deep into all these things, but for now, like, you get why you need to optimize your signal. Like, if you have a good signal, you get more opportunity, you get treated better. The door is open. Bad signal, door is closed. You see he has skinny legs. Those leg day skippers do have a point. Yes, you need to train your legs. I agree with that, but they're not as important as the rest. It's just reality, guys. The second thing we need to optimize is remote income, and it's especially remote income. Competition is rising, the bar is raising higher and higher. High income isn't enough. We need remote income. Why? If we have remote income, we can leverage our environment. If we have local income, we can't leverage our environment, okay? And that's a big problem in this day of age. So what we need is we need to work on a skill. Once we have a skill, we use that skill on our laptop. So we use the internet to leverage that skill so we can access the global market. We can make our money globally. We are not tied to a specific location as if we have a shop in some busy city, okay? We can just sell to everyone in the world. And this way we will get our remote income. Remote income is just crucial, guys. Like, if you have a 9 to 5, I like to use the analogy of golden handcuffs. So imagine you have a very good 9 to 5 job, a local 9 to 5, I must say. It's not about 9 to 5, it's about local 9 to 5. Let's say you make like 15K a month. That's pretty decent wage, but you live in London, so your expenses are very high, and you work 40 hours a week, like minimum. You've golden handcuffs because you think you're doing right, you're doing good in life, you make a lot of money, but you're not free because you need to be in London. You can't go away when you want. You have a lot of responsibility, and your money is not. You can't leverage your money and status there because you need to give 50% away to tax. Then you have like 8 grand left. Rent is like 3 grand. Food is expensive. Everything is expensive. So you're not left with that much, to be honest. And you still don't have a lot of freedom. While if you have a sovereign income, let's say you can make 2 or 3 grand online. That's way less than this guy, but you are free because you can live everywhere in the world. You can live into places that increase your status, and you can have a high relative income because if you live in Thailand, for example, you can live like a king for 3K a month. Like, your relative income is probably around 10 grand if you make 2 grand, while your relative income here is way lower. So that's why we need to have our income remotely, because this is the only way to leverage our environment. Otherwise, we're stuck at the place and we can't use leverage. So this is important. So environment arbitrage or geo arbitrage, however you want to call it. This is just basically using our environment to leverage ourselves. So, for example, a high friction environment is London, Amsterdam. Just the examples I already gave you, like high tax, high government involvement. You don't stand out that much there because everybody is like me. And all the rich people are leaving these places and going to the low friction places. So only African people, or I don't know, like low income people go to these places these days. All the rich people leave. So it's just getting a mess. So it's low status. Your status is getting lower here. Not even talking about the climate and stuff. And the general mindset people have here. So we want to move our environment or change our environment to low friction places. Like, for example, Bangkok or Dubai. These places have low tax. If I go to Bangkok, like my status is instantly increased because I'm taller than most guys there, I'm bigger than most guys there, I'm more rare than most guys there. People perceive me as a more successful person because they think, hey, this guy left his place to live in Bangkok, so he probably makes his money online, he's probably a business owner. So your status instantly increases. And even with girls, like, you're more rare, you're more desired, so you are way more successful, way higher status. Dubai the same. You don't pay any tax, so that's also a pro you have. And furthermore, it's super competitive. All the rich people are going to these places, so therefore you can network better and just make more money in general. So Your environment is just key, and you can only switch your environment if your income is remotely. So that's why that's so important as well. In the end, the goal is basically to go from scarcity into selection. So scarcity is, I drive this car because I can buy another car, or I live in this house because it's the only house I can afford, to go to a life of selection. So I live here because I want to live here. I drive this car because I want to drive this car. That's basically what freedom means. It means options. So you can choose whatever you want, right? So the goal is basically to increase our status in order to get more freedom. And that's what status engineering is. So, oh shit. To go back to it, we just want to excel our status, to have more options in order to get freedom. And self-improvement doesn't do this for us. Self-improvement is the bare minimum. It's going to the gym. It's like becoming average or slightly above average, but we don't want that. Like, the world is very competitive. We need to be the top 1% in order to live the life that we want to live. If you are interested in this stuff and you want to, I can go way, way deeper into this stuff, but I keep it general because I don't have time to talk about everything in this video. If you think it's interesting, you can join my community by commenting or DMing me community on my Instagram. My Instagram is in the bio. I have like a whole Bible with all this stuff of 60 to 80 pages. I don't even know how long. With all this information, it's a community. So all the people with the same values, the same mindset, the same goals are joining in. They all want the same thing. So we can just make brothers for life. We can help each other. And we can just finally acquire that freedom that we all desire, right? So that's community. So it's full with videos and with documents that will give you all the knowledge and tools you need in order to make money online, in order to optimize your signaling, to get better network, better opportunities, better treatment, and a whole list of dozens of cities that are all ranked. So in each stage of your journey, you know which places are the best for you to go. For example, Dubai is better if you're late stage, you need to make like 10K a month minimum to go there. But you can start at Bangkok or at Da Nang or at Medellin. Like, I have a whole list of these places. So if you're interested in that, it's all in the community. Just DM me and I can see if you are a good fit for the community. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Ciao.